call this meeting to order. I did, yeah, but we do it again for the record. Yeah. So it's January 16th, 7:07. I'd like to welcome our guests. We'll just do the treaty land acknowledgement and do a few things, and we'll get to our guests. Yeah. And we have regrets tonight from Vice Chair Tomaszewski. We acknowledge that we are signatories of Treaty 5 and that we reside in the traditional territory of the Nisichawayasee Cree Nation. The school district of Mystery Lake is located in the community of Thompson in the province of Manitoba. Manitoba is located on the traditional and ancestral lands of the Neato Innu Cree, Denesulin Dene, Métis Inuit, Asininu, Oji Cree, Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, and Dakota Oyate Dakota nations. The school district of Mystery Lake remains committed to honoring treaties in the spirit of truth and reconciliation. We are all treaty people. Can I have a trustee move that we approve the agenda for tonight? Trustee Young, seconder. Trustee Anderson, I saw your hand. Okay. All those in favor? Carried. Mike, you good?
Yes, I am, yeah.
All right, all right. Adoption of the minutes. Can I have someone move that we accept adoption of the minutes for tonight? Trustee Humby, seconder. Trustee Sharker, all those in favor? Mike?
Aye.
All right, carried. Good. Delegations and presentations. Students from Marty Parker will be presenting their new website, Mystery News. Okay, I've been looking forward to this. Have the floor, folks.
Our news website for the school has the sole purpose of updating our faculty members and students with the latest news that we can find in our school or some important news about the community or town. Sports section of our newspaper. This is the sports section of our newspaper. Here we try to keep our student body and all of our teachers in the loop and all of the upcoming sport events and about all of the traveling sport teams. We also like to have a platform where you can showcase our sport victories.
This is our cafeteria section. Here we list all the food items and the prices in case people miss it in the morning announcements.
We live in a diverse society, and I think it is important to have an arts and culture section in our newspapers so people have a place to showcase their art and talk about their culture, so our school can learn about it and become more diverse.
This is the environment section. Due to environmental issues rising and such as global warming, we'd like a safe place to talk about these issues in our community and spread genuine information.
A lot of people are not able to keep up with Sunday Memo or maybe not check their emails, which are filled with spam a lot of times. So on this website, all the Sunday memos are collected in one place and safe, so you can easily access them afterwards.
We have a lot of school clubs that the grade 9s or even the existing students do not know about. Or maybe they try to choose to skip the morning announcements. So I think it is important that we raise more awareness about the school clubs and have a place where a student can find more information about it. To raise awareness and encourage participation, we have a section for school and community events where we shine spotlight on what is happening in our school and within our town. So that's basically our website. We don't have a lot of information on it right now, but in the next semester we are planning to update it on a weekly basis. So on Monday we will have all the new information. We are trying to shoot for at least 2 articles for every option, like the part of it.
Great. So I should give you a little background info on this. So I've been with the district 2.5 years now, and for about that amount of time, students have asked me about various things in the school at Artie Parker, right? Do we have this? Do we have this? Could we do this? Could we do that? And one of the things that came up a number of times, and actually Boomy has asked me a couple of times over the last couple of years, why can't we have a school newspaper? So I've been thinking about this for quite some time. And about a year ago, I wrote a grant proposal for the Thompson Community Foundation's annual grant, basically proposing the online student newspaper. The grant was successful. We received the funding, and the funds were spent by December 1st for the production of the website and the additional purchases of journalism equipment. And I guess this is how it all came about. So this has been self-funded from outside of the school district through the Thompson Community Foundation's grant program. And I think the students are very, very excited about this and look forward to officially launching it. The information on it is, some of it's original, some of it's just filler for the moment, because we are just learning how to update the information and put it into data entry, essentially, right? Put it into the content management system. We're hoping to launch this in early February with the new semester at R.D. Parker.
So if I Google this right now, it won't come up, or will?
It might, it probably won't, and we have it's password protected at the moment.
Okay.
Until we,
password. I tried.
it's not a very original password, but it seems to work.
It's not password.
So yeah, we hope to launch this in early February officially and take the password off and have all 100% student-driven content. Yeah, so this is our news team. We meet weeklies, Friday at 3:30 for about an hour every week, and they've been working very, very hard for the last 3 months, coming up brainstorming all the ideas they needed to utilize to build this website, to put it together in order to essentially, present this type of information to the student body that they felt really, really needed.
Trustee Humphrey, did you have a?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if the work on the website is something that's kind of extracurricular, or is it a club, or is it part of like a classroom?
Well, I guess it's extracurricular and it's being done through a club.
Okay.
So the clubs are outside of the curriculum, they're after school, sometimes they can be at lunch, ours is after school. So this is the news team, this is our club, we are the news team / media team, whatever you like to call
I
us.
think it's fantastic.
But yeah, so we're these are your student journalists, Christy's a photographer, and Bhumi Vishwal and Abby are contributors, actually they're section editors as well as Amber. And this is our core team, but we've got about 12 students that have been meeting with us regularly.
Trustee Anderson?
Is this just specifically for R.D. Parker, or?
No, it's not specifically just for R.D. Parker. Anybody in any of the elementary schools or middle schools could contact our team and submit articles, photographs, artwork, music. It is being run out of R.D. Parker. It would be viewed as R.D. Parker's online newspaper, but it doesn't limit other students in the district from
Because
participating.
I know Deerwood School does have a media team, and I think that would be super cool if you guys
Right.
teamed up with the younger kids
Yeah.
and showed them what you guys are doing.
Didn't even know that.
Deerwood School, the tech club, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just a thought.
Yeah, for sure. And also because of the theme of the Thompson Community Foundation, serving the community, enhancing the community, and the theater, of course, being open to community events, we made sure to leave it open to, connect the community to what's happening within the walls of R.D. Parker.
Beautiful. Well, if you want to send a reporter every second Tuesday to come to our meetings and cover the exciting content that we do here, you're more than welcome.
Don't fight over that.
You can even interview us if you want. That's wonderful. Anybody else have any questions?
I think it looks really good. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to coming online and being able to keep track of it. Like it'll be a big help for myself, just keeping track of events going on at the high school.
For sure.
Yeah, maybe we could even put a link on our website for this.
To link to this?
Yeah, to link to this one.
Yeah.
So that people
Right.
that don't know about it right away
Yeah.
can find it, and then it will be there.
Yeah. Trustee Lawson?
Yeah, I love the name. NIS 3 News. I love the name. And Vishwa, is Vishwa there? Yeah. I love that you're the cafeteria. That would be where I would be. Free samples, you can become a food critic, free lunches. Brilliant, brilliant. I think this is such in today's society, this is such a needed component of being in school, and the journalism side of it, and we know how journalism is having a very tough time in society right now with everything going on, and so kudos to you guys, Mr. Cole, congrats. I'm very happy to see this going on, and I look forward to subscribing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Maybe you could even talk the district into paying for some advertising space. I have not said anything binding. That's wonderful. Anybody else have any questions or concerns?
Thank you, the team. We appreciate your initiative to the field of media and news, and I appreciate the young guys came to this group and started a good thing. And if you, I don't know how you choose your members, group members. So those who are interested to come to your club to learn how to create a website, how to make it interested into the media.
Well, basically, some of these are my students, and some of them are just friends with each other. And I guess through word of mouth, it got out, and so a consistent group of students were coming. We have there are bulletin boards for the clubs in the schools at Early Parker, so we've got posters up in the hallways, and we hope to make a more formal announcement once the website is officially launched and online for public consumption.
So other than just the website, is it going to be like social media, like Facebook page?
We haven't decided to move forward into social media just yet, but these are all things that we could consider once we get a feel for what it's going to take to, keep the content fresh and updated.
Now, for some of you young people, is this something you would consider going to college or university for? Like, yeah? There's a long plan. It's good. Like Trustee Lawson said, journalism it's a very fraught, it's a very challenged profession today, but there's no less need now for good journalism than there was 30 years ago. We need journalists who are accountable and who are professional in their conduct. Social media influencers not included. So absolutely, this is good. This is good. Good to learn the trade for sure. Yeah, a lot of good colleges are founded on college news and college newspapers. UCN could benefit from such a thing. So that's great. Yeah, thank you so much. Young people, when you're done, go take a look over at the counter. There might be a cookie there.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Lori.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
I may have missed this. I love the idea of the history news, and I'm just wondering. So, like the Free Press, every morning they send me a push. If I sign up, will you be sending me a push every time you have a new edition?
We could look into that. There is the option for a newsletter, and I'll talk to the web designer and see if we can get something like that coded into it.
I'm just curious, like, kind of what's your scheduling in terms of updating content?
Weekly.
Weekly?
Yeah. I mean, we can update on the fly, but we meet weekly to make editorial decisions. But at the moment, something crosses the news desk, so to speak. We got 15 minutes. We can put it on.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Don't spread misinformation and disinformation.
I'm not sure if you shared with them that they're going to be doing their own Cineboys to launch this as well. You know, if you're going to talk on Sundays, you guys are doing your own.
Well, that's lovely.
Well, that's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'll get my reporter voice out.
Good. Well, thank you so much for your presentation. Maybe. Good. Well, thank you so much.
Hey guys, you guys go now.
Yeah, go get a cookie. Go get a cookie. With the principal's permission, of course.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Well, thank you for coming.
They seem to be enjoying this. Let's go.
They can stay if they want.
Or you could stay and find out everything that happened.
You guys are more than welcome to stay. Yeah, they're coming.
Is that a promise or a threat? Super. All right, business from previous board meeting. We have a couple resolutions that we've been working on. Angela and I did send it around the other day, some changes. So, MSBA convention resolution request for action. Convention request for action to MSBA relating to the need for clinicians and the need for literacy and directed funding for librarians. Josh Watt, MSBA Executive Director, has confirmed the Mystery Lake may submit such a request, which can be drafted the same as any other resolution and including a rationale with the motion submission that would be beneficial. Mystery Lake can also reintroduce the request for action as a resolution for consideration in 2025, provided it's received prior to the deadline of receipt of regular resolutions, which we now know is early November. It could then be considered by the region for at the 2024 fall regional meeting and go forward at the 2025 AGM. Okay, so we have the first convention resolution. We need to move this, correct? Can I have a mover that we discuss the first resolution on clinicians? Trustee Young, seconder? Trustee Sharker, all those in favor? Mike?
We're just discussing it.
Oh, we're just discussing, so we don't need to vote on it. Hank, Robert's rules. Okay, so the recommendation we have here is that the Board of Trustees submit the following resolution to the MSBA for the March 2024 proceedings, and this is how it reads. Be it resolved that the Manitoba... Is this the one? Where is the, do we not put the rationale as well?
No, we're just looking.
We're just looking at the resolution right now.
Motion.
Okay. So be it resolved that the Manitoba School Boards Association lobby the Manitoba provincial government to encourage and support school boards in the funding, training, recruitment, and placement of clinicians in schools, including developing supports and inducements for clinicians to work in rural and remote boards. Any discussion regarding this? This is a little bit of a change. We had the wording from the last meeting, and then we tabled it for Angel and I to finesse, and this is the language we resolved on. Is it true?
Yeah, the rationale.
Yeah.
So during the last meeting, there was some conversation about specifying what we were talking about when we were talking about clinicians. So it says the rationale, in there is a critical shortage of clinicians, speech and language pathologists, in brackets, so the clinicians are explained. So it's speech and language pathologists, school psychologists, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, and audiologists. And the province of Manitoba and in the smaller and remote school boards are having limited success to accessing and recruiting such specialists. We would like to see the province identify the need for clinicians in our school and to develop a program targeting the training and recruitment and placement of such. Appropriate educational programming is legislated, and schools, divisions, or districts are not able to meet this mandate without assessments completed by these qualified clinicians. Clinicians ensure criteria is met using specialized assessments, which then qualify students for specific programming to meet their needs.
Yeah, so that rationale, I did send it around, I think yesterday or the day before, just for your perusal. It's pretty thorough as far as rationales go. It's about as thorough and descriptive as we can get. So I think that that along with the resolution, it's fairly thorough, and it kind of addresses some of those concerns that we had voiced together in the last meeting. Yeah, go ahead. Trustee Lawson, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think the wording was good. My only question with the rationale, with MSBA, do they do like whereas, therefore, or do they do a motion and then rationale?
They
Normally,
do,
if you have that rationale, normally it'll be structured whereas rationale, and then it'll have the motion.
now, that whereas, that's pretty old school. Before, in Christmas, in December, I did send around a handbook on the crafting of resolutions and rationale. Does it say whereas, or? We'll just look into that for a second, Mike.
Because usually the whereas will be part of, like, it'll be part of the document, where if you just have the rationale, sometimes you don't see the rationale.
Yeah.
The first part of the.
Sorry.
Go ahead, yeah.
The first part of the resolution is the resolution proper. This always begins with, be it resolved that the Manitoba School Board Association, followed by the directions. So that would be our motion on the board, on the table right now.
Yeah.
Such that they advocate, lobby, amend, or review. This ensures that this endures after the convention is over, and so it must be clear and concise to stand on its own. The second part of the resolution is the comments. In some organizations, this may be referred to as the rationale.
Okay.
The comments provide an opportunity for school boards to explain why they think their proposed resolution should be supported. So, depending on the nature of the resolution, comments may include research, precedents, or anecdotal evidence. Comments used by school boards are used to open debate when the resolution reaches the floor.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, I think the old school, Mike, you're right that sometimes they do phrase it whereas, but if I think back to November, like we were talking about resolutions for the coming March, and I don't know that they had that necessarily anymore, that language.
MSBA, I think they've always done it that way. I just know that, most other motions where they have their rationale, they have it as the whereas, but
yeah.
It's fine. It's all good. Just, yeah.
Yeah, it's parliamentary tradition. I think if the board does want to change the word, the executive would have the freedom to change the wording to be appropriate for the convention, would they not? Yeah, I think so. The intent.
Or the nature of the.
Yeah, so I don't see that we need to put that whereas for now.
No, all good. Great,
Yep.
thank you.
No, that's a good question, yep. Does anybody have any comments for this recommendation? The resolution?
Thank you for the reports.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it's about as clear and concise and descriptive as we can be at the same time. Can I have some, do we have to move? We're pretty good, we just vote on it? Okay, can I call for the vote that we move the resolution forward to the MSBA executive? All those in favor? Mike?
Mike?
All right, good, carried. That will go to the executive of the Manitoba School Boards Association. The second business outstanding is the convention resolution around librarians. Can I have someone move that we just start the discussion around this resolution? Trustee Humby, seconder. Trustee Young? I was about to say that. Those in favor.
Put the gavel down.
I'll get it eventually. You can't teach an old dog, it just takes me a while. Okay, so here we have in front of us a recommendation around the librarians. That the school board submit the following resolution to the Manitoba School Boards Association for the March 2024 proceedings. Be it resolved that the Manitoba School Boards Association lobby the Manitoba provincial government to support the ongoing work of public school libraries and to identify and encourage through appropriate training and funding the placement of qualified teacher librarians throughout the province's public schools. And so I think that this one we did not have to change. Am I right, Angel?
No.
I think, can you read out, do you have the rationale there?
In that there is a challenge to maintaining and increasing literacy amongst young people in a post-COVID digital age, and being that staffing of school libraries by trained teacher librarians is increasingly being challenged in an era of budgetary, what's your fancy word?
Austerity.
Austerity, yes. We would like to see the province develop programming and funding encouraging the supports found in school libraries, and to encourage the public schools receive the appropriate funding to place the most qualified teachers in these roles.
Amen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I feel very, you guys know what my thoughts are around librarians. So, austerity. So, any comments on this resolution? It's pretty tight.
Well done.
Yeah, I like this one. I like both of them, yeah. Good, okay, can we move it to the vote then? All those in favor vote aye?
Aye.
Mike? All right, carried. Now, when I was talking with one, I think I was talking to Josh Watt at the November, and I asked him, how many of these requests for action do you typically get before March? And he said right now they had none. So I anticipate when they get these for their meeting at the end of the month, maybe these are the only 2 requests for action they get, which bodes well for us. It would be, I would be hard pressed in March at the convention to think that trustees would have problems with either of these 2 resolutions. That's
There
great.
is quite a bit that comes from the floor though too, surprisingly.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Okay, 7.2, parent council meetings. Okay, this was a topic from Trustee Sharker, am I correct? Trustee Sharker, did you want to move that we discuss this? Yeah, moved by Trustee Sharker. Can I have a seconder? Trustee Humby? Okay, Trustee Sharker, did you want to speak to this?
I already speak.
Okay, I'll just read out then. Whereas the trustees were brought into office by acclamation, they had little connection with the community and the parents since there was no election forms held for the school trustees. These individuals may have something to say to the trustees and have not been able to bring their concerns to the board. So the recommendation here is that a meeting of the Board of Trustees is scheduled with each school parents council. So did you want to speak and explain a little bit about this recommendation, MD? Like what did you envision?
Either we can give direction, board can give direction to the superintendent. They can send a letter to the principal so that the principal can send a letter to the parents. And we can make a schedule the time that when we want to meet with the parents.
With the parent council?
Yeah.
Okay, Trustee Anderson?
I don't like the sentence in there that they had little connection with the community / parents. I have a lot of connection with the community. I volunteer in my community. I'm out there. I go to schools for random reasons. I just don't really like saying they because that would not apply to me, and I don't know about how other people feel as a board member, but that's a pretty general statement.
Big thing is you want to make a meeting with the parents or parents council.
But I personally have a lot of connection with a lot of parents, and I talk to people.
We are speaking about the
So,
board
like-
decision, not individual decision.
Yeah, but I just still don't like that, and I don't want to be associated with that sentence and that phrase because it doesn't apply to me. That's all I have.
Trustee Young?
My only thought on this is that our board meetings are published public meetings, and if any of the school parent councils wanted to come, they're more than welcome already. So I don't know that we need to push a direction to open the invitation. The invitation's already there.
And they're voluntary. It's a voluntary position. Like, then we're forcing these people. Like, you want to send a letter saying they have to come. Well, they're already volunteering at our schools, and now we're forcing them to do more. I think that's a bit much to ask, personally.
What about having you folks invited to their parent council meetings rather than the other
Well, I
way?
think
We've done that in the
That's
past.
the spirit that you're thinking, is it indeed? Yeah.
Like, we've done that in the past, like, you folks, like.
Because I cannot send a letter to parents, so but if I draft
Yes.
it, I have to send it to you.
Or
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
parent, like, next parent council meeting, we talk to the school administration and say, next parent council meeting, can you let me know when it's happening, and we'll send an invite, one of the trustees would like to attend. The trustee, because you guys kind of have your homes, like your schools, right? So we'll try to keep to that, because yeah, it'll be a little daunting if all of you folks go to every school for every
Well, I
parent.
mean, we have the problem, some schools don't have parent
Yeah,
associations.
there are some that don't.
There's that. Kelly?
So if we may, we can make an amendment to the current motion that we're discussing, that an invitation be extended to the Board of Trustees with each school parent council.
Yeah. Trustee Lawson, what do you think?
Yeah, I sort of, I get the intent, and that's, I'm not trying to get held up on the language. I think the intent is to have to grow a relationship with our parent councils. I do know that when you do have an election, you naturally, especially if you're a new trustee of the board, you might reach out, but we didn't have that opportunity really. Someone could have, but without an election, the due process doesn't always happen, right? So I get the intent there. I'm nervous to put direction to our staff to have those meetings. I don't want to seem like we're authoritarian and coming down on our parent councils. I think that we have to have that relationship with our parent councils. We have to be the ones to go to them. And once we foster those relationships, you can then say, hey, you know what, there's 4 or 5 parent councils, why don't we all get together?
Yeah.
Right? And but I think we're putting the cart before the horse. I think we need to individually, we all have our schools, grow those relationships, and then once we have those relationships, I mean, we can come back, do a report. And we used to do a divisional PAC meeting. Usually it was around budget. And so all the parent councils around the division would come in. And it was great, but each trustee had those relationships with their parent councils already, which I think the majority of us do have. Some of our schools might not have parent councils, so it's tough, but yeah, I don't like being directive to our parents. I think that we have to be the ones to go out of our way. I get the intent, MD, and I'm not putting down the intent. I just think that we have to be the ones to go to them. They need our support just as much as we need theirs. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Superintendent Henderson.
I think a good idea would be to send a personal invitation to the parent councils for the public budget meeting. That would be a good start to form some of those relationships.
Okay, so can we take maybe a hybrid of that, match it with what Kelly said, and just maybe send out to the principals that the trustees would like to meet with the parent councils, if they could let us know any opportunities around that? Is that something you'd be think about?
I think we should leave it up to the parent councils if they want us to attend.
I agree.
Because that's, again, a volunteer position, and you're pushing them to do things that they might not want.
Okay.
And you don't want to lose your parent council over attending a meeting.
Okay. So you prefer to not send an invitation?
Well, no, send the invitation, but
Okay.
don't make it directive or say
No.
that, like,
No.
if they want us to come,
Yeah.
then we're there.
Yeah. Does that sound like something?
Yeah, just let it be known that we're in support of the
Yeah.
parent
Okay.
councils, and we're
Yeah.
available if needed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Could we fashion such language around that, Kelly? Put out an invitation that says that the trustees support.
An invitation be extended to PACs,
Yes.
that the Board of Trustees are available
Yes.
should they want some of their time.
Yes.
I mean, I think we just have to really use caution too when we're attending something like that individually as a board member, that, we may get concerns or questions. Like really, if they have concerns, it should be brought to the board as a whole. And, if we're responding to concerns, it has to be the voice of the board, right? So,
Yeah, we would only be there to listen.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the school administration will be there. I mean,
Absolutely.
Generally, from my experience, I pretty much set the agenda as the school principal and help organize the pact. So you were on it as well, so. So a principal doesn't get blindsided, by a problem they had no idea existed, but now you folks know. Yeah, exactly, right? So yeah, there is there's a change in terms of how you proceed with these types of issues in a school.
Right.
So the amended motion, trustee Sharker and trustee Humby, because you're the movers. The recommendation and invitation be extended to the parent councils that the Board of Trustees are available should they want to have some of their time.
Do you accept that?
And I've also made a note that invitations will go out for the budget meeting that's coming up as well.
Okay. Trustee Humby?
Yeah.
Okay. All those in favor vote aye? Nay? All right, the ayes have it. Good. Good work, everybody. All right, 7.3, Aurora Recovery Home Invitation. This is tabled also from the last meeting. A request to invite the Aurora Recovery Home Program to present their plan and programs to the trustees and the district's parent community. The recommendation is that an invitation be extended to the Aurora Recovery Home to present their plans and program. Trustee Sharker, do you want to move that we speak to this?
Yeah.
Okay, you have a move. Can I have a seconder?
Can I speak something? I don't.
Not unless it's seconded.
I'll second for conversation. I think it's important that if a board member brings something to the board, we talk about it.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Lawson. Okay, Trustee Sharker, you want to speak to this?
The reason I brought it to the agenda, I request the board chair to include it into the agenda, because we added this agenda when we get the public hearing invitation from the city, and we included as in revised to our agenda. We included into our agenda, and we made a decision to go to the city office to get more information. We were there. We meet with the city manager, manager in the development, I think. And after that, we were with the Aurora Recovery Center, along with the open principal, vice principal, with a couple of trustee board members. We gather some information, like we can say this is a information hunting mission. My question is, like, we spend lots of time to get more information about this program, but we did not put any summary information to our minutes, or we did not express what we gathered into the board. So I think it is incomplete. The item we included into our agenda, we need to make a recommendation. Either should we go forward or we should conclude.
Okay, I kind of see what you're saying. So we met in December, and it was a number of us, but we've never brought it to the board to be actionable. There's no action. Yeah. Okay. Trustee Young?
I don't think we're in a place to bring action. The only thing that we went there was to make sure that what was going on was not going to be against the best interests, like the Wellbriety Center, right? We only went there for information. It's not up to us to make a choice on what is going on. That's up to the city and the opening. All we did was went to get the information to make sure there was no reason for us to be at the city bylaw meeting to put
to oppose it.
Or to be concerned.
Or to be concerned. Like when we all left there, we were in a good. We all had just decided it was something that was a positive, but
My question is, if we find that there is no problem with the school or the school board, we can put this notice to our board, because no matter what you gathered in a person or a group, you have to submit this report to the board, that what you find. This is my question.
I understand.
So that it's on the record that we don't have a problem with it. What do you think about that?
I don't think they should be presenting at the school district at all. We have no ties to them whatsoever. It has nothing to do with the school district education, programming, anything really. And I think it has nothing to do with us. And if we allow this to happen, then how many other businesses in town are gonna say, hey, you allowed this place that had nothing to do with the school district on your agenda, so now I wanna speak about something. So that's
Just one
just
second,
gonna
MP.
add irrelevant things.
Yeah. Secretary Treasurer?
If the intent is to have a record of the discussions or a record of the action that's taken,
Yes.
there could be a report just of the committee that met and what they reviewed and their results on the agenda in the other committee's report, or it could be included in trustee comments. And then it would be recorded in the minutes.
Just very much. So essentially, you folks kind of were like on an ad hoc committee for finding out information about the Aurora Center. So I think what MD is saying is just like when he goes to say policy, that, you know, after the policy meeting, you read out minutes from the meeting just to inform everybody of what happened at the meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in 13.5, we could include.
If we don't put in these minutes,
Yeah.
maybe someone may ask, hey guys, you put something in the agenda. What is the outcome? You did not put anything on the minutes. What do you find?
Okay,
Because the board made a decision to go to the city council to get more information.
So, I hear the spirit of what you're saying, Trustee Sharker. So to go back to Trustee Anderson's point about having Aurora Recovery Home come here to present, let's not do that. Yeah, okay. So if we get rid of that aspect, and then are we saying to refer to committee?
We were the committee.
The committee that went to City Hall and
Was that really a committee though? It was
Just to provide a report.
just to provide a report of.
Like fact-finding reports.
Okay.
Like
So we can
fact-finding
have that
reports.
on the agenda.
Shall we do that for the next meeting?
I can add that on the agenda for
I think
13.5
Lori-
next meeting.
Okay.
Glory.
Oh, go ahead, Trustee, Superintendent.
Hi, just wanted to go back to that. So we did go and we did meet, and for us is we were concerned with impacting programming and influx of students. What we found was not something that was going to be an issue. We do have room for kids that are coming in, and oh, she was getting to the good part too. Okay, well, while we wait for the freeze to unfreeze, Trustee Lawson, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that, I can understand what Ben's saying, and I agree there. You know, this might just be a learning experience where, you know, a simple report can come from after that meeting from a staff member saying, you know what, we met, this was consensus, and this is being submitted to the board for the next meeting.
Yeah.
And I think that's all that MD was looking for.
Okay.
Not to put words in his mouth, but.
Okay. Yeah, I get that sense too. Okay. Superintendent Henderson, are you there?
No, she.
no,
there
no.
she is.
I'm back.
Okay.
Sorry, guys, was on a time limit. So yeah, I thought that this already the information had been circulated in a prior board package.
I guess, I think Trustee Sharker just wants it on the record in the public domain that we resolved as not a threat and not a problem.
Right. So should I be doing that for the next board meeting?
That's something you and I can maybe do for the next board meeting?
Absolutely. Thank
Okay,
you.
okay, let's do that. And then we'll pass it, and so that it's open for the public record, that there's not a problem.
We passed it along at the last meeting because MD had sent regrets,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
that's why we're.
Okay. Yes.
We still have a motion on the table, we'll have to call for the vote.
Okay, so the motion, which is this one, to extend it an invitation. All in favor that we invite the Aurora Recovery Home to come and speak? Nays? All those who nay? Nay. Okay, defeated. Okay, so yeah, that's something that Superintendent Henderson and I will work in for the next meeting. Okay.
I think that was our first defeated motion.
Let's put that one on the wall somewhere. Superintendent of Human Resources and Policy Report. You want to go ahead?
Yeah, provided you with a written report, just to change there on the 11th of January, the Immigrant Services Information Session I attended. I was a day late, so I did not attend that. So if somebody asks me about it, I'm not going to have anything to tell you. So, okay. So just cross that one out. Okay, so some of the initiatives. On the 31st of January, I'll be traveling to Ontario to attend the annual Teacher Career Fair at Nipissing University in North Bay. I will do a full report about my participation in this event upon my return on December 13th.
How many, just out of curiosity, how many teachers come to that? Prospective teachers.
Oh, lots. Like it's all of northern, like Ontario. So you'll.
Oh, so not just from that school?
No, like Laurentian now out of Sudbury will come. Nipissing. Some of them even will come from the south to come because there's more job opportunities in the north and northern Ontario again. Oddly enough, it's funny because a lot of the kids that go to Nipissing are kids from the south.
Yeah.
And the northern kids want to go to university in the south. You know,
I was in Barrymore and I went to Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's kind of it's very much like that.
Yeah.
I have for the most part I have really again, I don't know if I've told you, but there's a professor there that taught in Norway House who really promotes the school district here when I'm there, so I get a lot of action.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think.
Are you going there with contracts again?
Yeah, I mean, I go set up a booth. I may, if somebody is really seriously, I may actually like interview and offer a contract right then. I mean, I don't know what our vacancies will be, but I mean, just from being in role, as long as I kind of got a percentage. And I mean, at least, you know, if I between University of Manitoba and Nipissing, if I offered like even 6 contracts, I'd still be fine. Again, I know the graduating class coming out of UCN here this year is not a large one, so that's, and just how hard it has been to recruit in the last little while, that may be something that I consider. Sometimes, you know, you talk to them and they seem very keen, and then if you throw an offer at them, they, all of a sudden it's like, well, it's kind of early, but we'll see what happens. December 13th, I was invited to Miss Lindsay's class, her LifeWorks class. I was a guest speaker. Again, I talked about resume writing, cover letter writing, and interview preparation. I attended the information session of MASBA's Employee and Family Assistance Program. It used to be called, it used to run under Humanicare. Now another company has bought it. Some of the services that they include are counseling, therapy. There were some things that were kind of surprising to me. There's life coaching, cognitive behavioral therapy, support for people that are, experiencing elder care services. There's even a little bit of a component there where you can access some legal support. So I didn't realize it was that extensive, some of the things that they're offering through that program. Resignations.
So that covers school district staff who are not unionized? Who's covered by MSBA employee? Who is that?
No, we don't have anyone in the district covered right now, but it is a service that could be available.
If you're not union?
It could
Or
be
even if you're
anybody,
union?
but you have to pay for it.
Okay.
Many
Okay.
school divisions are picking up this
This
program.
was a session
Yeah.
to promote
it.
this.
Because, I mean, it's changed hands too. It's been in role for a bit. School divisions have been using Humanicare.
So is there a need up here for this?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, eh?
Yeah. They will, I mean, even when you're looking at legal support or they have the resources to put you in the right road, bro. So like most of the people that are looking for these types of services, they give up. They just don't know where to go. They don't know how to roadmap it. But these people will support you in sending you down the right and having the resources and some of the connections to get people hooked up in different areas, right? So, I was surprised at how much they actually offered. You think of them as therapy, like looking at. They offer like financial counseling. There was quite a bit of things. Resignations and retirements. Pascal Dragon has submitted his letter of resignation effective February 1st. He's resigning from his position as the automotive repair teacher at Artie Parker. He's been with the district since 2017. Bill Manook has submitted his letter of retirement effective January 18th. Mr. Manook has been employed as a caretaker at Artie Parker since 2002. Just on behalf of the district, we wish both of them well in their future endeavors. Yeah, thank you. That's all I have. Are there any questions?
Super. Any questions for the superintendent? Hearing nothing.
Not a question, but I just noticed we filled some positions, so that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
Okay, Superintendent of Educational Services and Programming.
Okay, so my report is there. You can see I attended a lot of feasts in December, but along with eating, I did a lot of cooking. So December was a very good month. Fort Wayne Community School has hired Amanda Hart as our new community connector. Along with that, we'll be running the FAST sessions with the 3 schools. Walker will run their FAST session by themselves, and then Juniper and Burbank School are going to run their sessions together. So that's for 9 weeks, starting January 24th. I did have an opportunity to interview and hire Bruce Von Core for the health efficiency position. So he started that position on January 8th. We will be having a numeracy camp for our early year students in the last week of January, I believe, and also we'll be having some parent camps at the same time, and that'll be out at the dog kennels. We have upcoming a WEVIS planning meeting. So now we have a number of folks who are trained in the WEVIS, which is working effectively with violent and aggressive states. And now we, I believe there's 16 of us that have trained. Now we need to have a plan of action on how we can train, because we're now trainers. So that's happening, and education and programming meeting happens on the 30th. Yeah, that's my report.
Super. Anyone have questions for Superintendent? Trustee Sharker?
Hi, Gauri. Do you have any job description for the district health and wellness coordinator?
Oh, sorry, I didn't quite hear that.
Say again?
Do you have any job description for the district health and wellness coordinator?
Yeah, that was just, I did a high level, just for the budget that for next year. If it's approved, there certainly will be a much more detailed job description along with a job advertisement for that.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
What, Lori, I apologize, what does FAST stand for again?
Families and schools together.
Ah, okay, thank you.
I always think it's fasting for people who want to fast.
There's so many abbreviations that you feel like, I don't know how to do it.
It's an education thing. You have to have an abbreviation for everything.
It's a weight loss for people who fast together. That's what I think. Okay, super. Item number 10, Secretary Treasurer's report.
Included in your packages is the check registers for the month of December 2023. Information related to December, the accounts payable of $2,596,017.96 were processed. Teacher payroll of $2,094,281.52, and non-teaching support payroll of $829,388.58 have all been processed. My recommendation is that the expenditures for December 2023 in the amount of $5,519,688.06 be approved. I would also like to note that in the accounts payable amount of $2.5 million, $1,316,067.34 relate to payroll expenditures.
Can I have someone move that we accept the recommendation? Trustee Sharker? Oh, seconded.
Okay.
Trustee Lawson, you second?
Yeah, sure, thank you.
Okay, all those in favor? Oh, anybody have questions? Sorry, before we go? Trustee Anderson?
On the check register, there's a bunch of highlighted checks.
Yes.
It says delayed, why were they delayed?
Delayed? Payroll related.
Oh.
So,
Read your writing, so
sorry.
I thought it said delayed.
No, payroll related. So we had a total of $2.5 million checks issued, but $722,000 is related to receiver general, and it's truly not all.
That makes sense now, I
Okay.
just couldn't.
Sorry.
read your writing.
Cursive.
Yeah, people aren't used to reading cursive anymore. You don't see it.
It's coming back. It's coming back. I see articles about it. Anybody else have any questions before we vote? Okay, all those in favor vote vote aye. The long day, folks, long day. Carried.
Expenditures year to date as of January 10th, 2024. Excuse me. We are 41.3% through the school year for January 10th. Our year-to-date expenditures of $19,721,204 is 42.5% of plan, so we're still tracking quite well with our salaries and utilities and all of those fun things. No surprises at this time. The dashboard was also updated as of January 10th. There's been no changes to our operating surplus still at this time. No unplanned expenditures yet. We are still forecasting June 30th to be at $1,621,000, which is well below our 4% limit set by the province. We've updated our breakfast and snack programs. We have received additional donations from another anonymous donor, our Fruly Apartments, as well as Canada Safeway, bringing our total funds up to $160,998. And as of January 10th, we've spent almost 27%, or $43,239 have gone into breakfast and snack programs in the schools.
That anonymous donor was $2,000?
There was it composed of two separate ones, yes.
Wow, well, thank you to that.
We've also, now when I update the dashboard, we've also include the new additions onto our Facebook page to recognize these donors.
Super. Okay.
The last item I have is just a reminder, just news out, I guess. The 24-25 budget presentation will be held here at the board office February 28th at 6:00 p.m. There's more information that is available on our website. If you need some accommodations or additional accessibility, you can reach me and we can make arrangements ahead of time. And I will be extending a formal invitation out to the parent councils of our meeting, and I have extended invitations out to Thompson teachers as well as United Steelworkers.
And now we can advertise in the Mystery News?
We can. We will reach out to Mystery News.
Maybe some teenagers want to come out and question about the budget. That would be good. That'd be a good civic, fit it into the curriculum.
Yeah.
Okay, super. Thank you so much. Any questions before we move on to new business for the Secretary Treasurer? Okay, new business. 11.1 Procedural Bylaw 0424, second reading. The procedural bylaw establishes rules of procedure for the guidance of the school board and conduct of its meetings. 3 readings are required for substantive bylaw revisions. Revisions to Section 14, trustee-only meetings provided by the Finance Committee has been reviewed by the Policy Committee. The document has been circulated with the proposed addition under Section 14, Item 2, establishing an annual meeting with the District Auditor. First reading passed at the regular board meeting held December 12th, 2023. The Policy Committee recommendation before us tonight is that procedural bylaw 0424 be given a second reading for the addition to Section 14 trustee-only meetings, item number 2. Can I have someone move that we discuss this item? Trustee Sharker, seconder? Trustee Young? Anybody want to address this? No comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye? Okay, ayes carried. 11.2, Procedural Bylaw 0424, third reading. The procedural bylaw establishes rules of procedure for the guidance of the school board and conduct of its meetings. 3 readings are required for substantive bylaw revisions. Revisions to Section 14 trustee-only meetings provided by the Finance Committee has been reviewed by the Policy Committee. The document has been circulated with the proposed addition under Section 14, Item 2, establishing an annual meeting with the District Auditor. Policy recommendation is that the procedural bylaw 0424 be given a 3rd and final reading for tonight for the addition to Section 14 trustees-only meeting item number 2. Can I have a mover, a move that we accept this 3rd reading? Trustee Humby, seconder. Trustee Sharker, any discussion around the 3rd reading? And considering we accepted the 2nd reading, so all those in favor vote aye. Okay, ayes have it. Good, acceptance. All right, moving to 12, correspondence. 12.1, Manitoba School Boards Association. We have in front of us the e-bulletin for January 10th for your reading pleasure. I'm just going to read it quickly. Anything significant? No. We also have in front of us 2024 March Convention Program Overview. For those of you who are attending convention, it's there. Kelly, you asked for details about people's attendance for that?
Yes. Trustee Anderson, will you be attending? Okay. Trustee Young? Trustee Humby, okay. I have Chairperson Warner Brown and Trustee Sharker attending, and Superintendent Harrison at this time.
Okay. Sounds good. Accessibility News, January 2024 is there for your reading pleasure if you like. Okay, committee reports. 13.1, Policy Committee.
Committee that met since last board meeting. The next meeting scheduled on January 23rd.
13.2, Education and Programming Committee.
We also have not met since the previous board meeting, and the next meeting has been scheduled for January 30th at 5.
All right. 13.3, Public Relations Committee.
That's Michelle.
Oh, that's Michelle. Okay, well, we'll table that for the next.
It's the 23rd.
It's the 23rd? Okay. They have not met either?
No.
No. Okay, so their meeting's for the 23rd
23rd.
5 p.m.
5 o'clock.
at 5.
And what
Okay.
time's policy?
5:30, the PR is not going to be too agenda heavy.
Okay.
So.
Okay, sounds good. 13.4, Finance and Property Committee.
Yeah, we didn't have another meeting yet. We had, in lieu of our finance committee, we did committee of the whole meeting before this meeting. So we're meeting on the 13th of February.
Okay, sounds good. Secretary Treasurer?
Schedule C is included.
Oh, so,
Oh, yes.
yeah.
I apologize.
Trustee Lawson, you want to speak to that?
Yes, I'm just pulling it up. Management. So we had just made some clerical updates to Schedule C bank time, and we the additions that you see in red are just aligning with current practices. So nothing drastic, but just again, just aligning things with what we're currently doing. So
Okay. So going to the recommendation coming out of in camera from previous, is this the time to pass that?
This hasn't been updated to reflect that.
No, eh?
No, that would come forward next meeting.
Okay, we'll do it next meeting then?
Yeah, the Schedule C changes that here were just cosmetic, did not change the nature or anything.
Okay.
I would suggest that we add another revision in.
Okay.
And Finance Committee can bring it forward.
Okay, so we'll address the recommendation coming out of in camera next meeting.
Your motion from in camera is separate from the Schedule C.
Okay.
We'll bring Schedule C back at a
Okay.
later date
Okay.
once this motion is passed
Okay.
from in camera.
When do we want to pass this motion?
This is not the same thing. These are two separate issues.
Okay. But they're related in a sense. So this is not a good time?
Schedule C was coming forward.
Yeah.
The only change to Schedule C, it said bank time guidelines.
Okay.
We changed it to bank time guidelines for out-of-scope district-funded positions.
Okay.
There was nothing else changed.
Oh, so we'll deal with this recommendation at 18, items from in camera.
Correct.
Okay.
And then the next meeting, that motion, should it be passed,
Yes.
will affect Schedule C, so
Gotcha.
then we will have to change schedules.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other committees want to report? No? Okay.
I can actually just speak that, I don't know if I mentioned last meeting, but we have an AHEC meeting scheduled for January 26th, 9 to 11.
26.
Yeah.
Going to be a busy second half of the month, eh?
Is that here at the board office?
It is, yeah.
Okay, item 14, trustee comments. We'll start with trustee Sharker and work our way around.
I was at Westwood Winter Concert at R.T. Parker in December 12 and R.T. Parker Band Concert in December 13. And this was an outstanding performance. I like it. I love this performance. I think they have a limited time for their rehearsal, but beside this, they did a good job.
Super. Trustee Helmy.
Just want to welcome everyone back after holiday season. I had attended Riverside School's Christmas concerts, and I just want to say that they did an amazing job, and thank you to all the staff that organized that and all the hours that go into it. And I was also able to watch a few other schools online, so it was nice. Thank you.
Kind of saying the same thing. I attended the Brentwood Christmas concert, and the kids did an excellent job. Also, I believe if you guys seen the email, I don't have the date on me, but they have a community feast coming up towards the end of the month. 20th?
25th.
25th?
25th.
So, if anybody's looking to
You want
get a
date?
meal?
Are you offering to take me out?
I gotta just check my schedule, but I'm planning to attend at this point, so if you're interested, then we can,
Yeah, she stood me up.
we can tap along hand in hand if you like.
What was the date? Sorry.
Take a look.
25th,
25th. Okay.
5:30 to 7.
Sorry, did that date change? Because I have the 18th.
Yeah, I did change, Lori.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the poster that went out 2 days ago was the 25th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they had to change it for some reason.
Okay, so if I send an email tomorrow, I'll say that the two of us are going? Or do you want just me and you say for you?
I will let you know, I just gotta check my schedule. so
Okay,
it's-
let me know and then I'll send an email, just so that they know.
It's a pretty good chance I'm gonna go, I'm not gonna.
Oh, do you want to attend too?
I also have to check my schedule.
Okay.
If I'm available, I'd like to.
Okay, why don't you two let me know, and then I'll send on behalf of the three of us.
Okay.
Unless,
Oh, yeah.
okay, the three of you, let me know. Anybody else want to go? Okay. Trustee Lawson, where are you? You have any comments?
No, nope. Just glad to be back and welcome back to our staff.
Okay, Trustee Anderson, you have any comments?
Yeah, just to echo everyone else, welcome back for the second half of the school year. I hope everyone's holidays were awesome. And I too was supposed to attend in person Wampanoag Community Schools Christmas concert. Unfortunately, I was sick, so thank you, Paul. I watched online, and
I got your back, I
yeah,
went.
Hank went in person.
Yeah, the two.
No, but I also wanted to thank you because a lot of parents can't attend in person due to sicknesses or other children at home or whatever's happening. Anything could be happening. They can watch these things that they would normally miss online.
Yeah.
So,
It's an invaluable service,
yeah,
Paul,
it
that you
really
do.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. I myself, yes, I went to Wampanoag. It was a wonderful show. I went to the Jazz Fest, the jazz presentation at the R.D. Parker, and it was wonderful, and it was really great. And I went to Deerwood, so I was very busy, and I enjoyed every moment of it. That was that December is so busy, but at the same time so what's the word?
Festive?
festive, just, it's so nice
Yeah.
to see everybody so happy and coming together. It's just a happy time of year.
Yeah, one of those Christmas concerts kind of
Yeah.
brings back Christmas Eve.
The parents are so happy to see their kids
They're all
performing.
dressed up.
Oh yeah, the kids have so much fun. So it was wonderful. Yeah, and I'm glad now I have some dates to go to the Burkwood dinner. So that's good. Okay, any other comments before we move?
You know, I should say thank you to Smitty and
Yeah.
what's his business?
Yeah.
Music makers, because you know they were
They do
there
the sound.
helping Paul do the music and sound, and I know at Burtwood they had a lot on the go because there was one little girl there that just loved to sing in the mic, and she was going from one to the other. So I'm sure Smitty was moving them around so he wasn't getting.
Awesome. Questions from the public? You have any comments or concerns or criticisms? No. Don't want to hear the criticisms part, but.
I'm good.
No? Well, it's good to have the teachers back in the classroom and good to have the union president to here and help us with our work. Okay, I think that we're done, are we? The in-camera session we've already done.
You have to
Right.
place the motion
So we need to have a motion to do which?
that came from in camera.
Yes. So for item number 18, we have one motion from in camera. The recommendation is that bank time for out-of-scope district-funded position shall be submitted during the school year that the time was worked. Can I have someone move that we accept this recommendation? Trustee Sharker, can I have a seconder? Trustee Lawson? Any discussion? Hearing none? Well, it's in camera, we discussed it, so there should be no discussion, but maybe somebody wants to renege and say, let's not pass it. Okay, all those in favor? Aye? Ayes have it. Yeah, gotta keep you guys awake. Look at the time, everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I have to motion to adjourn? Oh, Angela, come on, there's not a motion yet. Motion to adjourn? Trustee Humpy? 8:20, look at that.
That's what that is.